Repackaging something, putting a new spin, a new face on something old is, well, old. It's one of the oldest ideas around. I am doing it right here, right now, on this channel, presenting YouTube education but packaged up inside of classical music. Presenting this information but through a classical music lens. There are endless examples of this in so many art forms, not just classical music. But my all-time favorite, my all-time never get tired of talking about it, geek out every time example is from classical music. It's the enduring and immortal Rite of Spring by Igor Stravinsky. Why? Because it repackaged itself, reinvented itself in the exact opposite way that most things get dressed up and repackaged and sent back out into the world. Hi, my name is Clay and welcome. Rite of Spring is one of my all-time favorite pieces because the story of its beginnings is one of my all-time favorite stories in all of classical music. I even wrote a paper about it in college about the progression of wildness and meter changes across the three ballets, Firebird, Petrushka, and Rite of Spring, which was the last of them in a collaboration that Stravinsky had with the Ballet Russe there in Paris. And wild it was, so much so that the audience left in anger during the premiere. It would later be written that the audience wasn't so upset with the music, it was the choreography that got them riled up and offended. Dancing that was a stream of jumping and twitching, waddling and writhing around that had never before been seen in a classical ballet. The choreographer, Vaslav Nijinsky, was the premier dancer with the Ballet Russe at that time and was allowed great freedom to experiment despite the fallout of his two previous ballets, Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun and Jo, both of which were choreographed to the music of Claude Debussy. Stravinsky, of course, was a bit distraught after the premiere in May of 1913, and the ballet only got 8 performances. The next year, 1914, in April, so just shy of the one-year anniversary, a concert performance took place in Paris of the music alone, as in no ballet, just the orchestra performing the music. This was in the same city as the ballet premiere less than 1 year later, so basically the same audience. The concert was so well received, the music was so well liked, that there are reports Stravinsky was carried out on the shoulders of audience members. A year earlier, he was the most infamous composer in town, and now he was a classical music hero. What changed? The visual, the striking visuals, or maybe better to say, very shocking visuals that were taken away. It was stripped down to the masterpiece that it is. This is what I mean when I say the repackaging went in the opposite direction. Stravinsky didn't dress up the music differently or try to make something even more visually appealing. He just gave the audience the music. He did less. There are 2 lessons here that are really important for us. Number 1, if you're trying to repackage or rebrand something, some piece of content, don't just arbitrarily do something to make it different. It might be the case that taking something away might help. It might even be the case that taking something visual away might help. We are obsessed with visuals. Making sure that what people are looking at is striking and appealing and attention-grabbing. It's endless. But what if all that dressing is just noise? How do you know which direction to go? Well, this brings us to lesson number 2. Don't underestimate your audience. I think this is a huge mistake most classical musicians make on and off YouTube. How do I know this? Over on my own channel devoted to cello, I built the channel up in the early days of it with YouTube Shorts. I was an early adopter. In other words, I went all in on shorts, as they say, when shorts began. Even then, though, the conventional wisdom was don't make educational shorts. There is no audience for them. Make them snappy, make them entertaining and fun, and make sure they will hold people's attention with lots of, you fill in the blank. I didn't do that. I went for depth. I scripted them. I read from a teleprompter, which always has the chance of backfiring and making you sound robotic. It worked. I have 8,000 subscribers over there at the time of this recording, and a lot of those came from shorts. My educational, non-entertaining shorts were loved and adored. Know your audience. Don't underestimate them. I mean, why would you? The whole reason we are here is for the audience. None of this would exist without them. If you are struggling to know your audience or what to serve up to them, I suggest you check out these 2 services that I have used to help me understand what's going on out there. How would you like access to the tools professional YouTubers use every day to make their channels a success? If so, then head over to vidIQ, where their suite of tools, some of them free, will give you greater insight into your channel, your audience, and your niche as a whole on the platform. See the link in the description to get started today. Maybe you are ready to take your content creation to the next level, or maybe you are just getting started and not sure exactly where to start. Wherever you are on your YouTube journey, the Video Ranking Academy from the team at Think Media can help. VRA is their signature course. It's the #1 YouTube strategy and coaching bundle that brings you into their community and takes you from complete novice to expert YouTube influencer. Check out the links in the description and find out what Sean and the rest of his team can do for you. It was vidIQ that turned me on to the then new trend of shorts in July of 2020. I owe them a lot, and I'm always reminded by them how important it is to be in a community. Sometimes you don't need to repackage and dress it up different or take things away. Sometimes you overdo it, go way out there, and it's an instant success. That's what happened to composer Alan Hovhaness, and you can learn all about that right